Good day, kids! Today, we will learn using the degrees of adjectives in making comparison. Are you ready? Okay, very good. Now, let's have this. What I need to know in this lesson. With the use of varied activities and pictures, you are expected to 1. Identify the degrees of adjectives like positive, comparative, and superlative. Next one, make comparison using the 3 degrees of adjectives. And the last one, display a sound judgment in comparing things properly. Okay, so these are the objectives for this lesson. But before that, let's have a short review on our previous lesson about adjective. Here, what is an adjective? Everybody? It is a word that modifies or describes a noun or pronoun, right? Okay, another activity here. Okay, identify the adjective found in its sentence. So here's a sentence here, and you will identify the adjective. Okay, first one. Look at the picture. Look at the dog. What can you say about the dog? Yes, barking. The dog is barking. Barking is not an adjective. It is a verb, right? Okay, here. The dog is noisy. Do you agree? Yes, the dog is noisy. Now, what is the adjective in the sentence? Yes, very good, noisy. What is the word being modified by the word noisy? Yes, the dog. The dog is noisy. Okay, next one. Here. What can you say about the boy? Oh, okay, the boy is carrying bag. Yes? Oh, and also carrying books. Okay, what can you say about the boy? About the bag? About what he did? Okay, here. Okay, the backpack is heavy. Do you agree? Yes, because the backpack is much, yes, bigger. Looks like bigger than the boy, right? Okay, the backpack is heavy. Okay, now, what is the adjective in the sentence? Okay, very good. Heavy. What is being modified by the word heavy? Yes, very good. Backpack. The backpack is heavy. Okay, next one. Look at the girl. What can you say about the girl? Pretty? The girl is pretty? Okay, let's try. Okay, the girl is pretty. Okay, what is the adjective in the sentence? Yes, pretty. What is the word being modified by the word pretty? Yes, the girl. Very good. Okay, next one. Look at the baby. Oh, okay. Anybody? Anybody can? Oh, okay, here. The baby is cute. Do you agree? Yes, the baby is so cute. Look at the eyes of the baby. The baby is cute. What is the adjective in the sentence? Yes, cute. What is being modified by the word cute? Very good. Baby. Okay, so these are the adjectives: noisy, pretty, cute, heavy. Right? Okay, now let's proceed. Here, what's new? What's new? Okay, here. Read the story about the 3 rabbits and monkey. Answer the questions that follow. Okay? Read the story about the 3 rabbits and monkey. Answer the questions that follow. Now, please pay attention. Eyes on the screen. Let's read the story about the rabbits and the monkey. Okay? Okay. Please sit properly. Eyes in front, eyes on the screen. Stop talking. Let's read the story about the rabbits and the monkey. Okay, ready? Here. This is the white rabbit, the gray rabbit, the brown rabbit, and the 3 carrots. Oh, let's see later about the monkey. Okay, the white rabbit, the gray rabbit, and the brown. How many rabbits? Yes, 3 rabbits. How many carrots? Yes, 3 carrots. Okay. Now prepare yourself for the story. Okay. Here. Everybody read. 3 rabbits lived in a small garden. The white rabbit was big here. The brown rabbit was bigger than the white rabbit here. The brown rabbit was bigger than the white rabbit. The gray rabbit was the biggest of the 3. Okay, this is the biggest, the gray rabbit. Okay, let's read it again. Everybody, 3 rabbits lived in a small garden. The white rabbit was big. The brown rabbit was bigger than the white rabbit. The gray rabbit was the biggest of the 3. Okay? Okay, next. Here. One day, they found 3 carrots on the ground. Okay, here is the 3 carrots. Again, one day, they found 3 carrots on the ground. I will eat the carrots, said the white rabbit in a loud voice. Okay, here's the white rabbit. The white rabbit said, I will eat the carrots, said the white rabbit in a loud voice. I will eat the carrots all alone, said the brown rabbit in a louder voice. Okay, the loud and the louder. I will eat it all myself, said the gray rabbit in the loudest voice. Okay, everybody, let's try to read this again. Everybody, one day they found 3 carrots on the ground. I will eat the carrots, said the white rabbit in a loud voice. I will eat the carrots all alone, said the brown rabbit in a louder voice. I will eat it all myself, said the gray rabbit in a loudest voice. Okay, next. Here, look at the monkey, the rabbit. Here. A wise monkey lived in a tree nearby. He was wiser than the rabbits. In fact, he was wisest monkey in the world. Why? When the monkey heard what the rabbits said, he hurriedly went to the garden. The 3 rabbits were busy fighting among themselves, and they didn't see the monkey. The monkey snatched and ate all the carrots. Okay, everybody, let's read it again. Everybody, eyes in front, eyes on the screen. Okay. A wise monkey lived in a tree nearby. He was wiser than the rabbits. In fact, he was the wisest monkey in the world. Why? When the monkey heard that the rabbits said, he hurriedly went to the garden. The 3 rabbits were busy fighting among themselves, and they didn't see the monkey. The monkey snatched and ate up all the carrots. Okay, let's continue. At last, they stopped fighting. Where is the carrots? The 3 rabbits said. It ran away because you made so much noise, said the monkey. From then, the 3 rabbits learned to keep an eye and never argued on something. Okay, everybody, let's read it again. At last, they stopped fighting. Where were the carrots? The 3 rabbits said. It ran away because you made so much noise, said the monkey. From then, the 3 rabbits learned to keep an eye and never argued on something. Okay? Okay, here's the monkey. Here's the rabbit. Okay, let's answer the questions here. Question number 1. Did you enjoy reading the story? Huh? Yes, you enjoy reading the story about the three monkeys and the three rabbits and the monkeys. Okay? Here, number 2. Do you think that fighting each other, just like what the three rabbits did, is a good deed? Again, do you think that fighting each other, just like what the three rabbits did, is a good deed? What's your answer? Yes, no. Fighting is not good, right? Yes. It's better to keep busy, to listen each other, to share something to each other. Sharing love, sharing food, sharing what everything. Never fight, okay? Because fighting is evil. Okay. Do you agree? Yes, very good. Okay, next one. If you were the monkey, would you take advantage of the situation and do the same? If you were the monkey, would you take advantage of the situation and do the same? If you are the monkey, you will take advantage, huh? You see that the rabbits are fighting. Huh? Okay. No, because the carrots are not for the monkey. That's for the rabbits, right? Okay, what's for the monkey? Very good. Monkey, banana is for monkeys, right? Okay, monkeys and bananas. Carrots are for rabbits. Very good. But because rabbits are fighting, the monkey took advantage of the situation and ate all the bananas. The monkeys ate all the carrots, not the bananas. Okay? Okay, next one. 4. What are the underlined words found in the story? Can you still remember what are the underlined words in the story? Yes, very good. Big. Another one? Bigger. Another one? Biggest. Oh, what are the other words, underlined words in the story? Yes. Oh, yes. The wise, wiser, wisest. And the other one, loud, louder, loudest. Those are the underlined words in the story about the three rabbits and the monkey. Okay? Now, here. What is it? Oh, about the underlined words. What is it? What can you say about the underlined words? Yes, that is, oh, those were adjective. Very good. Now, we'll learn what are the degrees of adjective, like big, bigger, and biggest. Okay? Now, get ready for the next one. Okay, here. Look at this one. The big white rabbit in a garden. Okay, everybody. The big white rabbit was in the garden. Okay. The brown rabbit was bigger than the white rabbit in the garden. The gray rabbit was the biggest of the three in the garden. Okay, look at this is the white rabbit, the brown rabbit, and the gray rabbit. How many rabbits? Yes, there are 3 rabbits. Okay, here. What words are used to compare the 3 rabbits? What word? Yes, big, bigger, and biggest. Here, big, bigger, and biggest, right? Okay, these are the adjective. Okay, next. Here, the big white rabbit was in the garden, right? Okay. Here, big, bigger, and biggest. These are the adjective used in the sentence. Now, in the first sentence, big is used as describing word. Why? In the first sentence, big is used as the describing word. And why? Oh, the big white rabbit was in the garden. Okay, how many rabbits here in the first sentence? How many rabbits mentioned in the first sentence? Yes, very good. One rabbit. One rabbit was mentioned in the first sentence. A big rabbit, big white rabbit, right? Okay. And the second sentence, the describing word is bigger. Why? Why we use bigger in the second sentence here? The brown rabbit was bigger than the white rabbit in the garden. Why we use bigger? Okay, here. Take note. How many rabbits being described in the second sentence? How many rabbits? Yes? Yes, very good. The brown rabbit and the white rabbit. How many rabbits? Yes, 2. In the second sentence, it mentions about the 3. It compares about 2 rabbits, the brown and the white. So how many rabbits? Yes, 2. That's why we use the adjective bigger. In the first sentence, yes, 1 rabbit was being described, and we use big. The second sentence, we use bigger because it describes 2 rabbits, right? Okay, 2 rabbits, the brown and the white one. Okay, next one. Here, in the third sentence, we have the describing word biggest. Look at this one, biggest. Why do you think the third sentence we have the describing words biggest? Okay, what do you think? The gray rabbit was the biggest of the 3 in the garden. Okay, how many rabbits being compared in the third sentence? Okay, read it again. The gray rabbit was the biggest of the 3 in the garden. Okay, how many rabbits described or being mentioned in the third sentence? Yes, very good. 3 rabbits. So biggest, we use biggest because we met the third sentence describe about, yes, 3 rabbits. Okay? Okay, try to think of it. One, if it is one, describe only one thing, one person, one animal, we use this one. If we compare 2, we use bigger. And when we compare 3 or more, we use biggest. Okay? Take note, huh? Okay, next one. Okay. The words big, bigger, biggest are adjective. Okay, everybody here. They are used to describe and compare the animals in the story. We observe degree of comparing animals, things, peoples, and places. Okay, everybody read this one. Everybody, eyes in front. Okay, start. The words big, bigger, and biggest are adjectives. They are used to describe and compare the animals in the story. We observe degree of comparing animals, things, peoples, and places. Degree expresses the intensity of adjective in increasing order. We call this a degrees of adjective. Okay? Degrees of adjective. This is mentions about 1, describing 1, comparing 2, and describing 3 or more, right? Okay, here. The degrees of adjective. The first one is positive degree. The second one is comparative degree. And the third one is superlative degree. Okay? Okay. Okay, what are the 3 degrees of adjectives? Yes, positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. Okay, next one. Here, the white rabbit was big. The adjective in the sentence is in the positive degree. Why? Why is it? White rabbit was big. The adjective in the sentence is in the positive degree. Okay, what do you mean by this? The adjective is simply describing only one thing, only one animal, right? The white rabbit, so that it is in the positive degree. Okay, we only have to use regular form of adjective, an adjective. For example, wise. A wise monkey lived in a tree nearby. Okay, Heavy. John's backpack is heavy. Another one. Interesting. Word interesting. Playing video games is interesting. And difficult. Swimming is difficult exercise. Okay? When we say positive degree, we are just describing one thing, one person, one place, one event. But talking about one, that describing what one that is in the positive degree of adjective. Okay? Okay, very good. Here, the second one. Brown rabbit was bigger than a white rabbit. Here, the adjective bigger is in a comparative degree. Take note. The adjective bigger is in the comparative degree in the sentence number 2. Okay. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by the comparative degree? Huh? Okay. Everybody, eyes on the screen. The comparative degree of adjective is used to compare two people, places, animals, or thing. Okay, take note. Yes, the second one, the first one is positive, right? Positive degree. It describes one people, place, animals, or thing. But here, in comparative degree, yes, the second degree, the comparative degree. The comparative degree of adjective is used to compare two people, places, animals, or things. Two. Talking about two. That is in comparative degree. Okay? The word than typically follows after the adjective in the sentence. Like for example, this one. The brown rabbit was bigger than the white rabbit. Okay? Than. So the word than typically follows after the adjective in a sentence. In the sentence here. Bigger than, smaller than, wiser than. Okay. How do we form the comparative degree of adjective? How can we form the comparative degree of adjective? Okay, look at this one. Eyes in front. Okay, read. Comparative form of adjective is formed in the following ways. Look at here. For one syllable adjective, add er to the end of the word. Like for example, this one. Big, bigger, right? You add er. Example, wise, wiser. You add er in the comparative degree and the word than, wiser than, okay? Another one, a monkey is wiser than the rabbit. Wiser, and the word than follows. Okay, next one. If an adjective is two-syllable long and ending in y, change y to I and add er to the end. Okay? If the adjective is two-syllable long and ending in y, change y to I and add er to the end. Example, heavy. What is the final letter or the ending letter of the word heavy? Yes, y. Here, if an adjective is two-syllable long and ending in y, what do we do? Yes, change y to I, like this one. Change y to I. This is the y. Change y to I and add er. Here's the er. Y, change to I and add er. Okay? Next. Bernie's backpack is heavier than John's backpack. Here, heavier than. Okay, comparing how many backpacks being compared? Yes, two things. Bernie's backpack and John's backpack. Okay. For adjectives with 3 or more syllables and more, add more or less before the adjective. The first one, yes, one adjective, one word, one syllable word, add er. If it has two-syllable word and it end with y, change y to I and add er. And this one, for the adjective with 3 or more syllables, add more or less before the adjective, 3 or more. Okay, take note of this. Example, Interesting. How many syllables is the word interesting? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 syllables in, yes, the word interesting. So, more interesting or less interesting or most interesting. More or less. More interesting or, yes, this one, less interesting. Because you are comparing, yes, you are comparing two. Okay. Next, example here. Solving puzzles is more interesting than playing video games. Solving puzzles is more interesting than playing video games. How many? Oh, how many games being compared? Yes, 2. Solving puzzles and video games. Right? Now, why we use more? Because the word interesting has 4 syllables or more than 3 syllables. That's why we use the word more. Okay? More interesting than. Okay. Next one. Another example. Difficult or less difficult. Okay? Biking is less difficult than swimming. Do you agree? Biking is less difficult than swimming. Less difficult. What is the adjective in the sentence? Yes, less difficult. Why we use less? Yes, because the word difficult has 1, 2, 3. 3 syllable. Yes, what? That's why we add less, okay, before the word. Okay, next one. The third one. The gray rabbit was the biggest of the 3. The adjective biggest is in superlative degree. Why? Biggest, huh? Biggest. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by superlative degree? What do you mean by this word, this degree, the superlative? Okay? Here, the superlative degree of adjective can be used if you are comparing 3 or more people, animals, places, or things. Oh, think of it. Positive form, 1. Comparative degree, 2. Superlative degree, 3 or more people, animals, places, or things. That's the difference between the 3 degrees of comparison. The first one, the positive, yes, describes only 1. The next one, comparative, 2. 2 things, 2 persons, 2 animals, 2, okay, places. The superlative, the third one, superlative degree, comparing 3 or more, okay? Okay, the word the typically comes before the adjective in the sentence. The biggest of the 3. This is the word here, not than. Before the word, you will type here the biggest. Okay. Okay, here. How do we form the superlative degree of adjective? Here. For superlative form of adjective is formed in the following ways. For one syllable adjective, add est to the end of the word. Example, wise. Wise, yes. Add est. If it is one syllable adjective, one syllable adjective lang ha, add est. Like this one, wise, wisest. Okay, another. He was the wisest monkey in the world. What is the adjective here in the sentence? Yes, wisest. Another. An adjective that is 2 syllable long and ending in y, change y to I and add est to the end. Same as the comparative form. Heavy, heaviest. In comparative degree, we add er. Change y to I and add er. Here in superlative degree, change y to I and add est. Like this. Heavy, heaviest. In superlative form, comparative form, heavier. In superlative form, heaviest. Okay? Marty's backpack is heaviest of the 3. Heaviest here. Okay, another. For 3 or more syllable adjectives, and add more or less before the adjective. More or less. Most or least. More or less for the comparative. Most or least for the adjective in superlative form, in the superlative degree. Example here, interesting, most interesting. Yes, most, more for comparative, most for superlative form. Okay, reading books is the most interesting activity of the three. Okay, what is the adjective in the sentence? Yes, most interesting. Example, another example here, difficult, least difficult. Running is the least difficult exercise among the three. So you compare more three exercises, and running is the least difficult. So we're comparing three. Okay? Okay, here. The adjectives previously mentioned in the given examples are regular adjective. We will learn more about irregular later. We will just focus on the regular adjectives. This is adjective. Okay, here. What are regular adjectives? Regular adjectives are describing words that made into comparative and superlative adjectives by adding the suffixes er or est or used more and most. Okay? That is for regular adjective. Okay, here. There's an activity. Look at this one. Observe the pictures carefully. Put a check on the blank if the sentence describes the picture and makes comparison correctly. Mark X if not. So you have an activity sheets in your tray. Get the activity sheets and answer this. Look at the picture. Okay, eyes in front first. Look at here. Okay. Observe the pictures carefully. Put a check on the blank of the sentence describes the picture and make comparison correctly and mark X if not. Example this one, huh? Okay, you can find in your tray this activity. Get one and answer this in 5 minutes. That is only 1 to 5. You have to answer. You will put check if the sentence describes the pictures on comparison or correct comparison. Yes, if it is not, just put or mark it with X on the blank. Okay, number 1. Get one activity sheets in your tray. It is a fast horse. It is a fast horse. Rabbit is slower than the snail. The snail is the slowest animal in the race. The horse wins the race. It is the fastest animal. And last one, the horse is faster than the snail. Okay, these are the 5 sentences that describes here in about the picture. Then you will put check on the blank if the sentence describes the picture and make comparison correctly and mark X if not. Okay, yes, like this one, slower than, slowest, this one. Or look at this one, it is a fast horse. The sentence makes comparison of the animals here. Sentence number 1. Okay, if you think it compares the animals in the picture, now you will put check, but if not, mark with X. Okay, proceed. 5 minutes. Okay, done. Let's proceed now. Okay, what I have learned. Okay, eyes in front. Now, what do we use in describing one or more person, places, things, and animals? Okay. Anybody from the class? What do we use in describing one or more person? One or more. Huh? One or more. Talk about one or more persons, places, things, and animals. One or more, huh? Okay, very good. Adjective. You agree? Yes, adjective. Okay, number 2. What degree of comparison of adjective is used to compare? Person, places, things, and animals. Compare. Yes, comparative degree. You compare two things, place, persons, and animals. Okay, next one. What are the 3 degrees of comparing adjectives? 3 degrees. Everybody, the 3 degrees of comparing adjectives are, everybody say it again. The 3 degrees of comparing adjectives are, yes, number 1, yes, positive. Another one, comparative. Next one, very good, superlative. Okay, the 3 degrees of comparing adjectives are positive, comparative, and superlative. Or the 3 degrees of adjectives are positive, comparative, and superlative. So uh, yes, positive describes 1, comparative describes 2, and superlatives 3 or more. Okay? Okay. Okay. Okay, for your assessment, look at the tray beside you. There's assessment gihapon diha. You get 1. Look at this one. Here is the directions. Compare persons, animals, places, and things correctly. Write the correct adjective. Adjective. Okay, number 1, 2. There are 5 sentences here. Okay, here. Get the you get the activity sheets, or you get the assessment form in your tray beside you or at the back of you. You get assessment form. Okay? Sige. Now, answer that in 5 minutes. And don't forget to write your name. There's a upper part of your assessment form. Write your name, the grade here, and the date. The grade in the section and the date. You practice writing the date correctly. Okay? And be sure that you write your name in a cursive letter. Practice. Okay? Okay. Sige. Start. Okay? Done. Let's proceed now. Okay. Thank you very much, kids, and goodbye.